Jai Hind everyone. My name is Aman Gupta and I am working as an assistant professor in MC department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. My subject is privacy and security in online social media, whose subject code is KCA 031. So in last lecture, we discussed about the social networks. So what are these social networks? A combination of or a collection of different type of computers that have been connected into a network, and resources have been shared. So through these systems that have been connected to each other, they shared the resources, and it allowed the electronic communications between these computers. So these computers on a network that have been connected through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellite, or infrared light beams. So these computers collectively connected through each other through a network. So we can define a social network as it is a combination of it is a social structure that has been composed of the individuals or the organizations that are connected by various type of relationships such as friendships, professional association, or maybe they have some common interest such as fooding habit, painting, or some hobby, swimming, so or any education interest. So in if they have a similar interest, then they can have a social network. So social networking refers to the grouping of the individuals and organizations that have been connected through some medium to share thoughts, interest, and the activities. So these social media have different type of contributions to the society. So these have various aspects of human interaction, communication, behavior. So that is all aspects that impact have an impact on the society. So first of all, that is enhanced communication and connective. With the use of social media, the communication and connectivity between the individuals has been increased. So these platforms have revolutionized the communication through instant real-time interaction medium applications through which the individuals can connect each other and communicate very easily and in a very convenient manner. So for this we have different type of apps, like we have WhatsApp installed on our mobile phones, and Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook. We can have post videos or share our videos, reels, etc. on these type of apps and can connect to our known ones. Second is information sharing and access to the knowledge. It is very easy after the emerging of these type of social media apps. The information sharing become very easy, and access to knowledge has been easy to the person who are living in a very distant areas. So these peoples can also reach or study well through the information that has been shared through these apps, and information and knowledge and also education is very become easy to get on these distant places also. So these social media facilitates the rapid dissemination of the information and news that has been enabled users to stay users informed about the current events, what are the current trends that have been going through, and what are the developments. So all these things we can get easily through our social media apps. Next one is the community building and support networks. So these platforms enable the formation of online communities that has been based on the shared interest, hobbies, identities, or causes. So if some person have same type of hobby, they can connect to one another, each other. If they have similar identities or they have a similar type of interest, so they can interact with each other easily through these type of groups. So these communities provide support, solidarity, and a sense of belonging to the individuals. And by facing similar challenges or experience. If some person have some issue or some challenge to accomplish that task that he has been going through, so they can help each other by fostering emotional connection and the mutual assistance, so the work become easy and person can take help from each other. Fourth one is the catalyst for social and political movements. This is also a very important part of the social media platforms that has been emerged in last some years, that it has played a very important role in organizing and mobilizing social and political movements, revolutions and protests worldwide. And it also serves as a platform for activism and advocacy and raising awareness about the social justice issues and human right violations and political reforms also. So through these platforms, by using these type of social media platforms, all these things of the political as well as for the social things have been increased. Next is in the field of the business and economic impact. It has majorly impacted the business and economic areas with advertising strategies. The business people have different type of advertising strategies increased, which enables the businesses to reach and engage with their target audience very effectively. They can connect with the target audience with the help of the advertisements and different type of discounts and other things also. They can uh, impact their customers by having these type of strategies. So it has facilitated the rise of influencer marketing, e-commerce platforms and online marketplaces, which reshape the landscape of commerce and the entrepreneurship. So next one is the cultural exchange and diversity. So social media facilitates the cultural exchange and cross cultural communication. We can connect to the person who are of different cultural areas, and which allow individuals from different backgrounds to connect each other, and they can share their own perspectives on some things, on their traditions and also on their experiences. So the persons from different religions, different perspectives can share their uh, experiences to each other also. It promotes the cultural diversity, tolerance, and understanding by exposing the users to a wide cultural content and the viewpoints. So the person from different backgrounds can have their own different type of perspective or different type of views on something. So they can share their own views on some topic or some point. Next is educational and professional development. So these platforms also serves as a very valuable resources for learning, professional networking and skill development. They in today's era we have different type of courses available online, which can facilitate students or the working enthusiasts who want to learn something new can easily learn through these type of platforms. So they provide access to educational content, online courses and professional communities, which empowered the individuals to acquire new knowledge and advance their career. So by using these type of platforms, the individuals or the youths can also enhance their knowledge, and which can definitely help in their career growth. Next one is the health and well-being awareness. So social media platforms raise awareness about health and well-being issues, which by providing the information, resources and support for the mental health, physical fitness and the disease prevention. So all these type of help can be provided through these type of platforms. So they facilitate peer support groups, um, one-to-one support, online counseling services, health related communities, and also promoting positive behavior change and the self care. So these type of activities have been happened on these type of platforms. By using this, the health and well-being of the individuals can be improved. Now, by as we already discussed that it have some advantages or positive impacts on the society, but side by side we also have some type of negative impacts on society also. So let's discuss these. First one is the addiction. People who use social media platforms can addict to these platforms, and because these people spend many hours, excessive hours on the social media, and by using this they reducing their focus on the real life task. So distraction can be there. So excessive use can lead to many health problems, dependency, time wastage, distraction from education or the work they are doing. So this is a very great negative impact if we see on the um, society. So that is the addiction. Next one is the mental health issues. The continuous exposure to these type of apps or these type of platforms, it led to the stress and anxiety, depression. So it increases these type of health problems, and a person maybe they have multiple friends on Facebook or multiple followers on Instagram, but in real life if we see, they can feel the feeling of loneliness. So this is also a important impact on the society. Next one is the cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a type of harassment. So it is called the online harassment, which can harm the individuals emotionally and mentally. So these platforms can be used by the wrong persons or the persons who have the wrong mentality to harass the people, and also abuse them to um, make uneasiness for these persons. Next one is the privacy concerns. So users' personal data can be leaked or misused without the consent. So when we share something, our photos, our videos on these platforms, so this data can be leaked or misused by some other person who also want to share our data or misuse our data. So they can hack or use that data without our consent. Personal information can be leaked or misused. Next one is the spread of misinformation. So false news and rumors can quickly be misled large audiences, and fake news and rumors spread rapidly. So if some person writes something um, about some fake news or some political party, so this can, if some other person share that post, so this can spread very rapidly on that platforms. Next is unrealistic comparisons. People compare themselves to idealized images, harming self esteem. So one person who is showcasing herself or his himself as a well settled person, so the other person can have some issues that I am not having all these things or financial stability like the other person. So this can have some unrealistic comparison to the other persons. So people start to compare themselves. It promotes unhealthy body image and the lifestyle comparisons. We try start to think that I am not having all these things that he is having. So this type of comparisons we can have, and this can result in the unrealistic comparison and also depression and many health issues. Reduced face to face interaction. So excessive use of these type of social media platforms increased the uh, feeling of loneliness. That is, uh, the person who are communicating through these apps don't want to meet in person, and so the real world communication has been reduced, and it also weakens the real world social skills. People uh, who try to communicate with each other going some other home now only wants to talk on phone or through social media platforms. Decreased productivity. Social media distractions led to wasted time and reduced efficiency. Suppose I am going to study this, I am going to study on phone one chapter, and then I got a message from some app, and once I see that message and I uh, start to scroll that app and got distracted from my aim, or that I have been I have to complete that chapter in half an hour, so I can distracted from my goal. So by having this, it can decrease the productivity. Next is the online scams and fraud. So many fall victim to frauds, hacking, and identity theft online. So it can increase the vulnerability to financial and identity theft, and it can influence on the behavior. So it can promote negative behaviors, trends, and peer pressure also. Now we have learned that we have some offline communities, and now we have some online communities. So first of all, what is a community? So a group of people who are living in the same place, or having a similar type of characteristics in common is called a community. We can define it as a social unit group, a group of living things, a group of individuals, living things, that is individuals who have similar type of interest, a group of individuals with commonality such as place. Suppose they are living in a same building, norms, they are uh, agreed on a similar type of thing, religion, they can have a group of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, values, they have similar type of values, they going to their mandir, masjid, customs or identity. So all these can have some common things that have been common to these individuals. So communities may share a sense of place that is situated in a given geographical area. For example, they are living in a country, they are living in a village, neighborhood, so that is called a community. So offline community, when we talk about offline community, it gives members a chance to build deeper or more trusted relationship, that a person meets other person in real world and can have their can build a strong relationship with that person or their family. So this is called the offline community. So these in this it allows the person to engage and work together, but meeting in person, in real time, they go to that person or meet at some place or in some restaurant, and then discussed our proposal or meeting in person, and then it puts an actual face to a profile. So it harder to get the nuisance of people personalities when only engaging the online. So these communities also known as the real world communities or face to face communities. So it refers to a group of people who interact and engage with each other in physical or geographic proximity, so without relying on digital or online platforms. So these communities exist in the physical world and involve direct in person. So these persons have direct relationship or direct interaction with each other in physical mode. So here are some common example of offline communities such as neighborhoods and local communities. So neighborhoods and local communities consist of the residents that living near each other, and they often organize some events that all the individuals can participate in these events, in these social gatherings and neighborhood. watch programs to foster community spirit and cooperation. So such type of events or such type of social gatherings have been happened in these type of groups, and people enjoyed to attend these type of gatherings or events. Second one is the religious and faith based communities. So religious congregations and faith based communities gather for worship, prayer and religious ceremonies. So these persons meet each other at, as we already discussed, that in mandir, uh, there is a group of old people who are going to mandir daily. So they have their religion based community, such as churches or mosque or temples, gurdwaras. So there can be a community on these type of religious places also. So they provide spiritual support, fellowship and also a sense of belonging to their members. Next one is the social clubs and organizations. So social clubs means having some hobby groups. Organizations bring together individuals who share common interest, hobbies or the activities. For example, book clubs. So these type of groups, social groups made by sports team, gardening clubs, volunteer organizations. So these are included in the social clubs. Next one is the workplace communities. We all have some WhatsApp group in our workplace that have been used for the working, uh, to ease our work in our organizations. So workplace communities consist of employees who work together in the same organization or the office, so they can connect easily through that group and can float messages in that group related to our work. So they form professional relationships, collaborate on projects and also engage in the team building activities to the to foster the camaraderie and the productivity also. And what is an online community? It is a group of people with a shared interest or purpose. It is very common to the offline communities, but it is worked using the internet to communicate with each other. In offline communities, the persons, the individuals meet each other in person or in physical mode, and in that online community, the person uses the make use of internet to communicate with each other. So online communities have their own set of guidelines and needs. So like online community engagement, moderation and management. So some example of these online communities are brand communities, learning communities, interest communities and fan communities. So this community is a group of individuals who interact and engage with each other primarily through the digital platforms and the communication channels on the internet. Unlike traditional face-to-face communities, online communities exist in virtual spaces. Means in offline communities we meet in personal, but in online community, the persons, the individuals meet to each other in a virtual space. Members, all the members or individuals connect, communicate and collaborate without physical proximity. So they don't need to meet in person, but they attach or connect each other with the use of the internet. So online communities can be formed around various interests, hobbies, professions or identities, and they often provide a platform for people to share information, discuss topics of mutual interest, seek support and build relationships. So here are some key characteristics of online communities. That is, first of all, the digital interaction. So members of online communities can interact and communicate with each other by using the different digital tools and platforms such as social networking website, online forums, chat rooms, messaging apps and virtual words. So in online communication or in online communities, the interaction between the individuals is digital. With the use of the internet, they can have they have different type of forums or chat rooms through which they can communicate or interact with each other. They can have shared interest or purpose. So online community, a community has been built on a similar type of hobby or similar type of interest. So these are centered around a shared interest. Suppose some person have interest in painting, other person also have interest in painting. So all the person who have interest in painting can join this community and can share their pictures, their drawings, their art files, or their artwork in that group, and can uh, suggest some suggestions to these artworks, or can also seek the guidance from the experienced persons who can give or who have more experienced in that field. So the people can make benefit of these communities. So members come together because they have something in common and want to connect with others who share similar interest or the experiences. Next one is the global reach. When we talk about online communities, the reach is global. So the online communities have geographic boundaries, allowing the individuals from different regions, the persons from different regions, from different geographical areas can connect and interact with each other. So this global reach enables diverse perspectives, experiences and contributions within the community. So the person having, if we talk about the interest in painting, so a person that have more experience in that field can make suggestion to the person who have shared his or seek some suggestion from the experienced person, can have these type of talks or these type of interactions in that group. Next one is the user generated content. So members of online communities contribute user generated content, such as post, comments. People can post in that group, can share their photos, can also share their videos, and discuss uh, which collectively shape the community's identity, culture and dynamics. So the individual can share their personal content as well as there's some creative work also in that community. Next is the sense of belonging. So online communities provide a sense of belonging and connection for their members because they have some relationship in with each other. They have some relationship, or on the basis of some common interest, on the basis of some relation or areas based or society based, educational based, as we already discussed. So they do have a sense of belonging with each other, which provides the mutual support among individuals who may have not met in person. Uh, it is not essential that the individuals who are connected through in online communities may some meet with each other in any time, but in online communities the sense of belonging is increased because they interact with each other in the digital era. So what makes a good online community? So these online communities, which we say these are good, so they can have positive vibes. If some new member wants to join that group, they are welcoming them, and uh, s- can have strong brand advocates for your company. So they are willing to discuss your company positively with potential customers, and may even create user generated content to increase the customer experience. So if you want online communities that are enthusiastic and authentic and are not afraid to tell others about their experiences with your products, so these are can make a good online community. So clear purpose and shared goal. If a community, if an online community have a clear purpose and no if and buts and see shared goals, then it may be a good online community. It has a clear purpose, mission and shared goals that unite its member. All the members have worked with the same mentality and provide direction for community activities and interactions. So all the members understand the purpose of the community and also motivate to contribute towards its objectives. Next is the active engagement and participation. So, member of a good online community are actively engaged. All the individuals give their input to that, or for the benefit of the community, they give their input to the community and participate in discussions, activities, and the initiatives. So, they also contribute user generated content, share insights, ask questions, and provide feedback, which can foster a vibrant and dynamic community environment. Next is the inclusive and welcoming atmosphere. So, it also cultivates an inclusive and welcoming atmosphere where all members feel valued. All individuals feel valued, that their suggestion have made a prominent change in some work, or have value of their words, feel respected and safe to express themselves. So that is called the inclusive and welcoming atmosphere. Next one is the effective communication channels and value adding content and resources. These are also the part of the good online community. Supportive and helpful community members. All person have their respective contribution in the development of that community, and also promotes the opportunities for collaboration and the networking. So members can collaborate on projects, share resources, exchange their ideas, and forge the meaningful relationship with the like peers. So we will also discuss in our next lecture security threats in OSN and challenges, opportunities, and pitfalls. Now that's all for today. Thank you.